a little buggy today. Don't forget your equality statement. What's your solution statement? No, just your equality statement. What's your solution? What's the answer? Keep that chair on our floor. Okay. What's your solution? No, that's the method you had to use, but you didn't tell me what the solution was. You just put up your guesses. You're missing your solution statement. That's your justification statement. Somebody help her out. So we have to always have our solution statement. So the solution statement for this problem was x equals 7. All right, number 2. You know who you are?
What are you racing?
I know you see me right
What?
Go back to the kids.
Where
Yeah, go back to the school.
Where you see the puzzle at?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, look, you was
It's not on there.
It's got a pen, a crayon,
Cut.
and a pencil up there.
Beside the A.
Where y'all see an A?
You see where the eraser is? There's a line and there's an A beside the A. On the other side of the A.
No.
Or you just said on the A.
I said beside the A.
Bro, get the pen, bro.
But it's on the pen. See, now you confused me, bro.
No, he's telling you to get the pen.
You stupid.
Don't say that.
I mean, you're very intelligent. I was just saying, you're very intelligent.
Keep your paper off the board because it's going to write on the board right along with it. All right, I hope you follow the directions. Just had a class of people who didn't follow directions, so I hope it ain't this one. You had specific methods you had to do for each problem, not what you wanted to do. Don't even want to just come up with more things about it. That's not working backward. That's using properties of equality.
Help.
All I need you to do right now is leave them on the desk. That's all I need you to do.
Oh, it's A.
What method did you have to use for number 2? Working backwards.
But she said you take. Well, I got. Wait, cut. So how does the what's the work about? Y equal 2. I ain't do no work. Check 8x.
Lord help you.
Cause you said you don't have to do no work.
That doesn't mean you didn't. You just put up an answer. That's not what we did yesterday in the example.
It's not fun.
It sure is not. So we took, and you erased part of the problem. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Fix yourself. Fix yourself. I got it. Mr. Bill. All right. So we took one away. We took one away, so that means we had to put it back. So what should the second statement be in number 2? 4y equals 8. And then we decide how many groups of 4 can we have that will give us 8. And that answer is 2. That is working backwards. Okay? All right, number 3. Yes, ma'am.
On your way to lunch, I need to see Alyssa Addison in the office. I mean Atkins. I'm sorry.
Okay.
In the office, please.
All right.
Thank you.
What you missing for your problem? Your justification statement. Yes, that's a part of the direction. right side. You must then tell her if she didn't correct it during the
She don't listen to me.
bell ringer part. So this should be -3, and what should be in the numerator?
8.
8. And so then the answer is 2. All right. -11 -3 is 8. Right. Yeah, it should have been, if she added for it would have been 14, but either way, it was all backwards.
All I gotta do is be nice.
All right, that was 3. Put up 4. Just hit that new page button, top of the new page button. It's a green plus sign. And it's, well, yeah, you could hit it more.
Do we do these?
You're not doing anything except paying attention to the board.
All right. Probably it. That's it. Put a T. Yep, there. Oh, yeah, what's on right?
All right, so it's number 4, correct? Yes.
Feel like I'm
Volunteer to put up 5. Okay. Just hit new page.
Where?
Page with the green plus. agree?
Right.
You should agree. You should agree. It is correct. Volunteer to do 6. I know some of you were successful at it. Volunteer to do 6. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we have a discrepancy. Care to share what that discrepancy is? The property of equality is supposed to be addition, not subtraction. You agree? Yes, because that was the math that you did. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I hear you. All right, number 6. I'm gonna call somebody up. You don't volunteer. Number 6. Huh? Come on, Mr. Bill. You should have known it.
How work you think? What's the problem? Oh, I'm sure.
I'm checking the site. How you correct me? You supposed to have it.
And is that 1/3 one?
Huh?
That
Yes.
1/3 one?
Yes.
I got you. Number 6. That's a 4x1. I'll just write down what's in the book.
What side that you got out there though?
Yeah, you gotta, first one, you gotta,
I'll just write down what's in the book.
What's behind 1/4?
Huh? I'm lost.
What's behind? What is that you have behind 1/4?
This?
Right behind 1/4.
This. Parentheses.
Why?
I ain't want to be together.
You don't have an open one to go with it.
where you get that from?
Can I sit down?
No.
How you rate
Go to that race.
Let me help you out.
I can't see, bro.
Bro, I don't know how to do this. I ain't even get the problem right.
Okay, work it. You're not getting away.
Okay.
What's your first property?
Subtract.
Uh-huh.
Now bring that one down. I'm confused.
Put it on the right side. Subtract.
Here you gonna walk me through.
He's telling you. He's walking you through it.
Subtract
Your classmates are helping you.
Subtract 1/4. 1/5, over 12.
On both sides.
Do on the side, don't do that.
Yeah, I do.
That's select. You need a pen. Go down one. There you go.
1/4 minus 5x.
12.
Now, why are you telling him that? All right, is he subtracting 1/4 minus 5/12 or 5/12 minus 1/4?
5/12 minus 1/4.
That ain't what you just told him.
I was about to tell him.
They will for him to be able to do the math. Yes,
Denominator be 12.
it will be 12.
It's supposed to be 5, but I ain't want to erase it.
How was it supposed to be? The number is supposed to be the same. No,
What's the fraction going to be for the common denominator?
12. I mean, from 12.
It's gonna be 12.
That's your denominator, but what's the whole fraction going to be?
4 with 12.
No.
3 12s.
How did you get 12 in the denominator? What did you do 4 to get 12 in the denominator? You multiplied it 4 by 3. What you do to the denominator, you have to do to the numerator. So we have to multiply 1 by 3 as well. So your fraction should be what? 3 12s.
So put it 3 12.
Now subtract.
How'd you get 1?
2.
Not divide. I mean, not simplify.
You don't have to simplify it.
No. Yo, you got a problem? Why?
You gotta finish the problem.
What I do now?
Finish the problem.
Put a word there.
Like, by finish the problem.
Put a word there. Yo, right there. Same thing. Now you multiply. Yeah.
That's all.
Divide. But you can't divide.
You gotta divide.
And flip. Keep change flip.
What that mean?
I keep this. How you gonna keep saying I ain't on?
Don't say that. What that mean?
I forgot.
You can't say that in my classroom if you don't know what it means.
You told me about it.
You're right, I did tell you. What does that mean? And I told him so. Come back up again. What does that mean? We don't use acronyms if we don't know what they mean. Nope, that was not it. No, sir. Inverse operations I just said yesterday.
This side, this side.
You said something.
Multiply both sides.
Keep thinking. You getting there. You closer.
It's like on the tip of my tongue.
I can tell.
Goes to the side.
This side.
Oh,
You got-
reciprocate.
No, it's not.
Yeah, reciprocal, that's what I mean.
I know what you meant.
3 over 1 is
But at least you had the right word.
so put it right
I
beside
think about it in my head. I was gonna say reciprocal. That's
Oh, 2.
No.
What?
You said 2 times 3.
2 times 3.
6.
Yes.
No, that's 12 times 1.
I was about to say replicate.
So then simplify that. What's that?
3.
It's not anything 3.
Uh-huh.
Well, but it can be 3.
102.
All right. So we made it through. We ain't even gonna put the justifications up there. We're just gonna talk about it. All right. Thank you, Mr. Ville. I appreciate you. Thank you. You got it up there. That's more than what some people did. They didn't even go up there. All right.
I ain't
So
happy with what I've done.
the problem was 1/3 y plus 1/4 equals 5/12. Now, the first step was to subtract using the subtraction property of equality. And then, because it was a fraction and you didn't have a calculator, you had to get a common denominator, which was 12, and then subtract. So 5 twelfths minus 3 twelfths gave us 2 twelfths. So then we will have 1/3 y equals 2 twelfths. And then we have to use what property? Multiplication. We talked about that yesterday. All right, so if we have a fraction, then we must use multiplication. So you multiply by the reciprocal. All right, so the reciprocal of 1/3 is 3/1, or 3. So we multiply both sides by 3, and we get y equals 6 twelfths, which reduces to 1/2. Questions on that problem? All right. I'm going to be your partner, okay? All right. So I'm going to come around and I'm going to give you a letter. Please remember the letter that I give you. B. A. B. A. You're going to be a B. You're going to be an A. B. A. B, A. You are a B. A, B. B, A. I'm going to give you a break. A, B. B, A. B, A. B. No. A. B. B. A. All right. So remember your letter. I gave each of you a blank slip of paper. A blank slip of paper. We were doing it with the dry erase board, but I got to save a little time. So we're not going to use the dry erase board. All right, so here's what we're going to do. If you are A, you must work this beautiful problem on the bottom using either addition or subtraction property of equality first. If you were given B, you must use the multiplication or division property first to solve. I'll say that again. If you are A, your first step should either be the addition property of equality or the subtraction property of equality. If I told you you were a B, then you should either use the multiplication property of equality first or the division property of equality first. And what you're going to do is you are going to check answers with your neighbor to make sure that you guys have the same answer. If you don't have the same answer, then you guys need to discuss why you didn't get the same answer. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. Everybody should get the same answer. All right? So you are working the problem. You're solving for B. 4B minus 6 equals 10. If I told you you were an A, your first step has to be either addition or subtraction. If you are a B, your first step has to be division or multiplication. Are we ready? Let's solve the problem. Let's see what you come up with. When you're done, you're going to discuss with your partner if you have the same answer. If you don't, you got to figure it out. Did I not give you a split? There's every activity we do, there's a lesson to be learned. So we're going to learn one today. Why are you talking to him? You're supposed to be working.
I'm done.
Huh?
Have it easy.
The only person you should be talking to right now is your partner. So A's had the easy job, B's had the hard job. However you want to. However you want to. It is completely up to you. No. Cannot use guess and check. Cannot use working backwards. You must use the properties of equality. Y'all talk about it?
Oh, hey.
Yeah. When you both have an answer, y'all gotta talk about it.
Did you start with subtraction first?
I'm trying.
I did the line first. I'm gonna do yours. Not that you're wrong. I'm gonna do whatever you want. Mine was smart. Well, it was easy. I got everything.
Your first step has to be after multiplication or division. Let's see if you can figure it out.
So you got all.
You just have to do it. Yeah, you don't have to work with it. You had the easy job. She had the hard job.
See, mine turns into a fraction.
Y'all are partners, and y'all are partners. And I'm her partner. Okay, we don't have any other room. It's A and B's are matched together. A's are not together. Oh, no, is it?
Wait, so we're supposed to have the same answer?
Yes, you should get the same answer. Y'all got a challenge, huh? Y'all see? And this is your part.
I can't multiply on both sides.
I'm not asking you to get the justification. You didn't get the check. We are using properties of equality. Yes. Properties of equality. No guess and check. No working backward. It is
I have a question.
properties of equality. Yes.
Is that the main factor? Can I multiply instead of dividing?
That's what you do. Yeah, you just have to do it. No, but I haven't seen anybody who has figured it out yet. So. subtraction first. So let's look at that one. So A's, only the A's. What is my first step?
You subtract.
Add 6 on both sides. So we get 4B equals 16. Did all my A's at least get there? Yes. Most of the A's did exactly what they were supposed to do. B's, I challenged you. I don't think anybody completed the challenge, but let's see. All right. So then A's, what's my next step? Divide by 4 on both sides. 4's cancel. And what's my solution? B equals 4. Okay? So if I didn't make you do multiplication or division, most of you would have solved it this way. But what I want you to gain from this activity is the fact that it doesn't matter which one you start with first, you should still get the same answers. Okay? What was it? 10. All right, so multiplication or division is what you should have started with. I'm going to show you what one of your classmates came up with after this. It's a very unique way. It was kind of smart about it. All right, so what did you say was the first step you had to do? Divide by 4. All right, so we had to divide by 4. And here's where most everybody made their mistake. So when you see this, this is the same as that's the same thing. When you divide by 4, you must divide it by everything that's on that side, not just the variable. Okay? So then what will I have on the left when I divide everything by 4? B minus 6 over 4 equals 10 over 4. Can you solve it now? Yes, because what's the next step? What are we adding?
6.
We're going to add 6/4 on each side. 6/4. It's one of those days. And then it didn't take it away either. All right. We ain't going to worry about it. So B equals 16 over 4, which equals 4. Did we get the same answer? Yes. Does that make sense now? All right. Now, I'm going to show you what one of your fellow classmates did somewhere. Let's see. Is that me? Here it is. All right, so take a look at what's on the board. So one of your classmates decided, I don't want to deal with fractions at all. So she used the division property of equality first, so she didn't have any fractions. That was smart, wasn't it? It's very genius. So notice we did the same problem. I've shown you the problem solved how many different ways? 3. 3. What was the first one? We used what property first? Addition. For the second one, we use what?
Or division.
Division. All right? But we did division by 4. She did division by 2 so that she didn't have any fractions. And I commended her for that. I'm going to be using hers all day today and tomorrow for those who didn't get to do this activity today. All right, questions? Questions? You talking about right here? Because 4, 6, and 10 are both divisible by 2. It never crossed my mind to approach it that way. So when I'm walking around and I'm looking at what you have, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to see if there are some unique things that are going on that I can use as a teaching moment, whether it's done right or wrong. Okay? Questions? Any questions? All right. I'm going to give your brains a little break. Only for a short moment. Only for a short moment. So I gave you a few things. The first thing that I gave you was a little slip of paper, right? All right? So what I want you to do with that little slip of paper, the directions are on the board. In addition, I gave you a stack of papers. And I gave them to you in the order that I want you to add them to your 3-prong folder. So you should have the fist to 5, and then the stack of standards. You are going to take those and insert them in your 3-prong folder behind your syllabus. Okay? So we're doing 2 things right now. We are setting up the do now with the small slip of paper. So again, you should be gluing the small piece in your next open page. Make sure that you put due now and the date at the top before you glue it. You get one? So if it hangs over the edge, you can just fold it in. That's not the one you're gluing in right now anyway. Just a little slip. You get a little slip. So you can let it hang and then fold the extra in when you get ready to smoke. It's coming. Over, you just fold in. You glue? What do you take? I'm sorry.
I'm just going to take mine. Things that are just randomly drawn that I can draw it down, but I can't draw it.
Most people who go with the ball look already have hair loss and they just decide to cut it off. Most. Some people do it for fashion, but most people go ahead and cut their hair off when when they got bald spots.
Why would I
Yeah, that's the last thing we're gonna do. Huh? Not too much. All right, are we all glued in? So take the other slip of paper that I gave you. We will not get to that today. So you can just put that in your 3-prong folder, put it in the pocket section. All right, so everybody should be looking at what you just glued in your book. We're gonna do something with it, and that will end out the class. All right. So I'm going to read it, and you're going to follow along. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to write anything. You're just going to follow along with me. Are we ready? An ostrich that is 108 inches tall is 20 inches taller than 4 times the height of a kiwi. What is the height of a kiwi in inches? All right. So this time, I'm going to read it again. And then you are going to do a few things for me when the board decides to participate. All right, so we have what's called the cubes process. Now here is what you are going to do. You're not going to do anything right now, so no pencil should be moving at this moment because you should be listening to me. All right, so we have what's called the cubes process. So you are going to only do C, U, and B. You are going to circle the numbers. We're not doing anything right now. No pencil should be moving. We are going to circle the numbers. We're going to underline the question. And we're going to box in keywords that tell you what you need to do. All right, so I'm going to read it again. You are going to follow along with me. And then you are going to do the C, U, and B of cubes. It's part of understanding a problem, a word problem. All right, so as I read, you're going to be looking for those things that you have to do for C, U, and B. An ostrich that is 108 inches tall is 20 inches taller than 4 times the height of a kiwi. What is the height of a kiwi in inches? So you need to circle your key numbers, underline the question, and box in those key words that help you to solve the problem. Now, when I do the cubes process, I like to use different colors. One for the C, one for the U, and one for the B. But that is completely up to you, how you choose to do it, as long as you do it. All right. So the last read is for you. And this time you are going to finish the problem with the E and the S. Evaluate, figure out what your steps are going to be. Write the equation that represents the scenario. Solve the equation. I don't care how you solve it. You can use any method you choose. You can use guess and check. You can use working backward. Or you can use properties of equality. Don't care how you solve it as long as you solve it. Set up the equation, solve it, and give me a final solution statement. All right? So that's what we're doing now. Make sure that you set up an equation to solve as you do it. Set up an equation to solve. We have about 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes. Let's look at it. All right, so what did you have to underline? Thank you. What is the height of a kiwi in inches? All right. What did you have to circle? 108, 20, and 4. All right? So then what are my key words that help me to set up the equation? Times. What else? Just taller? Taller than. Because that tells me something. What else? What else? What else? Anything else? We got height. Anything else? No? All right. We'll come back to that. All right, so we are trying to find the height of the kiwi. So we say the height of the kiwi is our what? It's our unknown, right? We don't know it. All right, so if it's an unknown amount, how do we represent an unknown? With a variable. All right, so my variable is going to be K. I like to connect mine to the question. But I don't care which variable you use for yours. I saw quite a few of you with the right information on your paper. All right, and so then that's our unknown, so let's work through it. So we said 108 is is a number that we need. All right, so then what tells me what I have to write next?
20. Plus 20.
Huh? How do you know you got to write equals? Something had to tell you you needed an equal sign. What told you you needed an equal sign?
Oh, it didn't have,
What tells you you need an equal sign next?
inches tall.
I'll tell you. It's the key word that you didn't say.
Tall.
No. Is. Is a key word. Is means equal. So is tells me I need an equal sign. So that's what tells me in the problem I need an equal sign. And what does it equal? What tells me that is plus?
Plus there, because it says taller than.
Taller than. That means I'm adding to it.
Plus K.
What am I adding to it? 4K. Because it is 4 times the height of a kiwi. Alright? So if you solved it correctly, what is the height of the kiwi? 22. Alright? Make sure that your communication cards are on your desk. Make sure you push your chair up. If you have any trash, make sure you get it out of the desk and put it in the trash. So you use working backwards, which is fine. But you do have to get to the point where you can do this. You also have to be able to write the equation. So you work backwards. You did what she did, which is fine. But you do also have to be able to do this. That's a part of our curriculum. You got to be able to convert it into an equation. Okay. Mr. Bill, you about to lose everything in your backpack, baby. I just wanted to save you from the trouble. You up? I ain't hear you. Hey, how y'all doing? Huh? Why you couldn't get me again, right? What you mean? Why I couldn't get you again? You gotta do geometry.
These guys in this period really got a good start on everything, don't they? They get out
Yeah.
all the time.
They're actually not. They're actually let's stop this recording. They are most of them are actually on top of things.
Yeah.